Bonsoir, messieurs, dames. Starters and todos. Good afternoon, everyone. How you guys doing? Good. It's good. Greetings! Let me guys say salué. 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 Greetings. Salut. Salut. Saludo. Salut. Yeah. Hey. Where my father is? Salué! 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 Yeah, it's we're gonna be doing this together, and that's what Vodou is all about. Community coming together, you know. And yeah, where do I start? Yeah, so yeah, I am Oneza. This is Kebyesou. This is Gran. And we are very blessed, very happy, very grateful to be here today because of you guys. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much, sir. And so we can share the experience, the knowledge, the love. And yeah, it's all about love, the human race. The human race. Meaning that human race, no black, white, it's a human race. You understand me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can be different, we are family, love. That's why this is about love, we are all came from there. And from there, from a woman. Yeah. And the woman, the female, carry us for 9 months. And for the 9 months we've been here, we've been living in the water. So the singing we're talking about, Ezili blow is water.
Ezili comes out of the water. That's what the song says.
Yes. So, and like myself personally, I was a woman before I became a man. Because when Ezili carried me for the 9 months, she fed me until I came out. Yeah. And it's all about love. So we have lots of information to share with you, so knowing that information is power. I am Oneza, I'm a cultural activist who use traditional Vodou music to create interest in historical human rights issues. But I am a chef d'habitation. Chef d'habitation, it's someone who are chosen, they choose us to fulfill a mission. So chef d'habitation, meaning the Vodou heritage keeper. Are you with me so far?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chef means head or like chef. Mm-hmm. And habitation means literally farm or plantation.
Yeah. It's a plot of land.
Head of the space.
Yeah. And a chef d'habitation, I am a gadmakoussi. So you see when we say Houngan, or even when we say doctors, you see a dentist is a doctor. You have different level, different attribution. So personally myself, I am the chef d'habitation, the gadmakoussi. God is guardian. Makoussi has to do with Makoud, Makoussi country, come from the habitation. And on the habitation you find Lakou. Lakou it's different family units as a kinship we live together. So we have some visual we're going to share with you guys. From there, we're going to open the whole world. Because it's one world, it's one race, it's one nature, it's one life. So what happened is, over 500 years ago, we've been kidnapped. You know, we've been kidnapped and shipped to Haiti as slaves from Central and West African kingdoms. So when we got to Haiti, it was already there. And, meaning that you have the Tainos, the Awawak, that was already there. So to understand the Haitian Vodou, you have to understand the history. You know, it's because that's how we say the Haitian Vodou. So now, so when we got to Haiti, with music, the faith, with our tradition, we were able to keep the human relationships to various cultures. We're going to share that, we're going to prove that. What do we mean by that? So far you with me? Yeah. Okay, so now Vodou is not just a religion for the Haitian people, it's a way of life. So in Vodou, we have a social branch, a cultural branch, and a spiritual branch. And it's one package they are all in here. So now, Haitian Vodou teaches us to bless nature. It's all about nature. Yes, you name it. Vodou is deeply rooted with respect for the environment. Yeah. And it's 4 elements. Remember we're talking about the 4 elements: the water, the air, the earth, the fire, with the Vodou spirits, which guard and represent the powerful sources to the natural world. Are you with me so far? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the 4 elements, Vodou is everywhere and everything you do. That's exactly what we are doing here. Because you see, there is no air. If you close this, you're gone. So once we're here, and the social, we're coming together. The cultural part, we have all of these things, arts, cultures, and then the spirituality. So far, how we doing? You know, right? Yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, to understand the Haitian Vodou, you have to understand the history of Haiti. So now, over 70 nations of Africa merged together in Haiti. So when we've been kidnapped from the Sabalu people from Benin, from the Aja people, from the Igbo, from Lemba people, you name it. So when we got to Haiti, we had to come together, create a new nation, a new language, because all of us sitting here, each individual of us come from a different background. So we could not communicate, we had to come together. So it wasn't easy. Because when you have chain over here with the rifle point at you, it's almost impossible. But whoever did that to us, they were wicked, and we still defeat them. We didn't give up, saying what are we going to do, but we became more creative, and then, yeah, when you have to survive, things happen. Things happen. So therefore, we were able to defeat them with all of this. You see this? What is this? Yeah. On Haiti and Haiti, we call this lambi, con lambi. Can I say con lambi? Con lambi. Yeah. Nature. Again, Vodou is nature. So the con lambi, first of all, we fed ourselves from that creature. This is one of the prestigious dishes in Haiti, lambi. And there's a lot of good substance, good energy in it. So we have a direct connection. So now, and then we'll be talking about this. Well, it's like you're right there talking about water, the ocean. And speaking of the ocean, then you're right there talking about Aguidawiyo. You remember we talking about the Vodou spirits that represent the powerful forces. Agui is the keeper of the ocean, is the master of the ocean. Okay. And remember the ocean, we use it as a big highway to travel from Africa and so many creatures living there. So now, yes, so, and this is alive. It's so much alive. We are using it right here. So by the time you think the creature dead or something, this spirit lives on. So now, back in the days when we had to survive, here we use this. When we use this as a horn to signal sound to gather and to come together, to send communication, to make announcements to come together, to let you know the meeting of the ceremony is going to begin soon. And also we use that as a horn to make music. So, and the other things, everything is sound. You know what I said? That was sound. Autant des samedis, it means the same thing, it's a different sound, but you hear what I said? Autant des samedis? Yeah. Buenos dias, good morning, bonjour, they all mean the same thing, sound. So it's a kind of sound. So this is one of the main sacred instruments. Go way back to pre-slavery time. Okay, nature. Again, nature.
And they were asking me about how the religions were used in resistance. And that's a perfect example, because that sound carries very far in the countryside and can tell you, come tonight, we're gathering according to the signals people have worked out to communicate.
Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, this is going to be, I say it in my heart, because when we all stop getting involved, it's getting stronger, better. Lord, working together. Yeah, so now, there's so much to talk about. So Vodou is nature. So Vodou is resistance. Vodou is philosophy. Vodou is art. Love. Hand. Vodou is, of course, art, love. Handmade to be able to do all of these things, love. You gotta have love. It's beyond money. Yeah. Last year, you remember it. So nature. So now, so what happened is, that's why to understand the Haitian Vodou. So remember, this Haitian Vodou, if you take out the title of anything, you call it, Vodou, Muslim, you name it. If you take out the title, we are all come from the same source. We breathe from the same air. So that's why when I said, that's what I was talking about when I said, Vodou is in everything, it's everyone, everything you do. So it's love, it's coming together, it's work, it's knowledge, it's wisdom. So it's a spirituality. So we won't be here without none of these things. Okay? So now there's different practices. But when we say different practices, it is what it is. Sometimes I don't know what it is. So that's why I can only talk about what I know. Because when you are chosen, you represent them. That's why they choose you and they are your guidance. They are your teacher, they are your mentor. You're on a mission. And that's how you're going to find out what how things used to be. You see where we are right now? If we go back, what, 200 years ago, we didn't have that building over here. Yeah. But life was always here before we came. So now, yeah, so just like in Haiti, for example, we have about 200 different kind of mangoes. Yeah. So then they're all mangoes, but they are different. 200 kinds. So that's why knowledge is power. You only know what you know, and nobody knows everything. So, and that's why Vodou teach us to be humble, to learn every day, to respect everything you do, to have respect for life, and to be able to live together. So 200 mangoes, and you know what? There is some kind. You hear people, oh, I don't eat that mango. When I ate it, I got sick. You know, and sometimes that kind, maybe it's my favorite one. So just to show you, Vodou is unique and different. I mean, life, it's diverse. So now, in terms of practicing, there's a lot of practicing that I'm seeing in the net. You know what people post and doing things. It's a different practice. There's stuff that I have no idea about what they're doing, because a lot of time people doing things for money, that's something different. Because this is not about money in terms of course, the knowledge, it's about knowledge and learning and sharing. Because otherwise, yeah, we got paid to be here. And everyone got paid doing what you are doing. But for the work, for everything that we bring, you cannot put no money. There is no price. You understand? Yeah. So now, because for me, this is what? What is Fred Cash? Can you guys say Fred Cash?
Fred Cash.
Which is a word.
Yeah.
That's a word, right? Okay. So now, personally, this reminds me what my ancestors had to go through so I can be here today. This is what we used to use. And I have other stuff. When we get there, so you will have more questions, you will understand where I'm coming from. So, in a sense, this is not about money. This is about respect, memories, spirituality, and also art. Nature, and you know, sound. See? Yeah, I got it. Yeah, sound. This is the sound of the whip of Fred Cash. Right? Sound. Yeah. But now, learning about the Haitian Vodou, so each individual thinks, okay. Huh? Oh, okay. Gran, Bazile pour parler de bambou. You want me to talk a little bit about the bamboo? Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah. So there's so much information, so much here. So now, again, nature. Go ahead. Really nice. No, he said this is go way back. This is go way back to the Taínos, to the Aboji, the native of Haiti. Yeah, but it's nature. You find them everywhere. And as you know, this is so strong. The quality of the bamboo is so strong, it lasts forever. And with knowledge, we use this for many different occasions, for many different reasons. So, yeah, we use it as a horn. a good thing. You know, we are happiness is good. It's a happy, yeah. So now this is a small size because we will make them on a different size to give you different tones. Yeah. Small, medium, big. So nature also has a horn. But remember, these are the things we were able to use. So the European, they have no knowledge of this spirituality and creativity. So remember, when we defeat them, we not defeat them with more guns. We didn't have any guns. But at some point, our condition, so, and on the plantation, none of us, the slaves, they don't last no more than 5 years because of the condition. You don't eat, and sometimes we have to eat the cotton, you know, stuff like that, whatever we find.
And let's give them a little test. Who did the Haitians defeat? The Africans and the
French.
Yes. In what war? Haitian Revolution. Thank you.
And it's not just the French. We defeat the Spanish, the Spaniard, and the British too. Because the islands in Haiti used to be so rich, so everyone wants to have a slice of the cake. And so, by the way, so remember, the Dominican Republic is in Haiti. So the whole island is Haiti, the Tainos, the Awawa. Then once the Spain take over, they take that slice of the cake and they will name it and give it their own name of vocabulary. So just like I'm an American, I'm also in America. You know, we try to get it straight. United States is in America, so I'm also in America. We are in America. There's no continent called the Caribbean. And you know where the West Indies came from. It's when Christopher Columbus, when they get to that part, they thought they were in India. So again, yeah, we are part of this continent. So it's no such thing as the Caribbean, like United States is America. We are all Americans in America. Are you with me so far? Yeah. So remember, it's about love coming together. We're not that different. We have more in common. It's all about love. So, yeah, where are we? Bamboo. With some bamboo. So, bamboo, I mean, this, according to your knowledge, you can use it for many different functions, different aspects. Yeah, it's, you can also... Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah,
You can build houses with it. The natives used to use it for cooking and eating. They would use them as musical instruments, not by blowing on them, but using them as a drum.
Yeah. Got that. Before we move to questions, all right, question. So far?
Sure.
Oh, yes.
Can you talk a little bit about at least the practices between, the differences in practices between Haitian Vodou and Louisiana Vodou?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So, to begin with, the principle, everyone's sort of using the same principle because there's no other way around it. So it's like when we're talking about the 4 elements, no matter what you do. So first of all, you're going to see people to water. Water is divine. Water is life. So in if it's going to be incense, all of these ingredients, you're going to see people using them. But now, since we are all individual, what I mean by that, remember we are all alike, we have so much in common. How many? 99.9, right? and that little percentage keeps us unique and different. So it's the same thing. So now, that's why I was talking about, about what's different in the practice, like I was saying, it's all individual. But the principle, if you're talking about spirituality, what it is, it's always coming together in ritual celebration. And so, but personally, when people have different interests in terms of, yeah, there's nothing wrong if you're going to look for a job. Yeah, you do what you have to do. But the thing is, people, sometimes there's a lot of contradiction. What I mean by that, so if you don't do your homework, if you're not qualified for the job, don't expect something else going to make you get the job. That's where a lot of people, sometimes it's desperation, and people might go to other priests, pay money, and sometimes it's okay because you don't know what to do, but the thing is, you have to do your homework first. Okay? To be here, you see, let's say we need money. Yeah, time is money. But in order for me to be here, to share this, it's a lot of work. Yeah, those young came from a long way. Taking the train, all that, and it takes days to put this together. So then therefore, when Mr. Henry contacted me, yeah, at some point, you see, let's say, it was a time we don't know each other. Since all the birds who have the same fur, they travel together. So over 2 years now, right? So we find one another through this. But if I wasn't ready, I wouldn't be here. So I'm saying the practicing, it's personal, it's all individual, because not everyone sees things the same way, and not everyone have the same information. So I know I'm all right, because you see, I'm here. You might think it's Oneza was here. It's not even Oneza was here. It's us.
And can I add to that?
Yes.
This way of being an individual and doing something in the world, like preparing work to get work. In Louisiana, they might more readily focus on these the ritual work and the spiritual work of getting things done in the religion. And in Haiti, it's a much larger, full-blown system. So you have this meditation who's keeping the whole Lafontant system, which is the extended family system, and the crops, and the nature outside, and philosophy, et cetera, et cetera. And that's because the Vodou in New Orleans is like the little cousin that went to a different school when it was little. Because the New Orleans community was originally Haitian, French slavers who were running away from the revolution in Haiti, and they brought their enslaved African servants with them to New Orleans. And those are the people that start replenishing and really start up the New Orleans tradition. But eventually New Orleans becomes annexed to the United States under the British system that we talked about before, and they start squelching the more community-based rituals, the music certainly, the language turns from French to English. So New Orleans Vodou went underground. But now I think with the tourist trade and the interest in Vodou on the part of tourists, New Orleans as a city tries to make money on the idea that they have Vodou. But in from my understanding of things, there are now Haitian Americans practicing Vodou in New Orleans, but the lineage got a little bit, it's like the kid who went, I don't want to insult anyone. The kid who went to a different school and learned a whole bunch of different things, and maybe didn't learn the language and didn't learn the songs and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Okay, he's going to add a little something. Yeah, he's going to add a different angle, difference.
Gen moun yo mele utilize non vodou pour faire comme j'en
Yes,
dis avec
some
touriste.
people use the word voodoo, the name of it, to make money.
Yo mele moun sa yo djeg.
They call those people jig.
Djeg. Djeg là, c'est un monde peut-être qu'il y a plus possibilité de faire plus dans l'école.
A jig is someone who might have had the opportunity to go and do some schooling, to learn how to read, who went farther in school.
Et puis moun sa, il y a possibilité pour faire lecture. Ça veut dire pour lui plusieurs livres sur question spiritualité mystique qui sortent dans l'autre continent.
And he had the opportunity to read books of mystical works, maybe even from other countries.
Moun sa yo qui se djeg yo travaille dans non vodou yo ka fait compte.
The jig type works in the name of voodoo for money, so they can make money.
Parce que un peu de monde intéressé dans le mode la vie ça qui se vodou dès le commencement, ça nous le Genesis.
So because a lot of people are interested in the world of voodoo, and especially since the beginning of voodoo, they're interested in that, and they therefore go to the jig. Yo algo si te llega.
Moun sa yo,
Those people,
yo veni avec le mot, ou soit le nom, tant que baka, lougaou, diable, qui parle dans vodou.
okay, those are the sort of people who bring into the conversation the words baka, which could translate to little demon, baka, lougaou, which translates literally in French to werewolf, but it's more like a witch in the African sense.
Yeah.
And diable, which literally means devil. And they bring this into the mix, he says.
Yeah. Donc, moun sa yo djeg, an pil moun ka fait probe, yo utiliser une série de pratiques mystiques, spirituelles, qui partent dans le vodou.
Okay, so
Donc ça fait différence qui gagne ou capable de rencontrer en pile l'autre monde qui a fait vodou, peut-être sous non vodou, et puis qui a réglé l'autre.
oh, that's very interesting. So you'll find a lot of these jig, I mean, I almost want to say pimps or, you know, right, profiteers or,
Bon, jeg is a criminal, is whatever.
and or they're fronting in some way, and they're using, they're actually practicing something else and adding in a lot of other stuff in order to make money.
Oh, we don't have that.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
A couple of days ago, we had a Buddhist panel, and they were talking about a similar thing. Buddhist monks in Central Park. You know,
I saw one of them at the festival yesterday down on the Avenue of the Americas, monk, and he had the little amulet.
Oh!
Yeah, yeah, walk by where I
To make money, yeah, to make money,
yeah.
Yeah. Henry, do you want to recognize questions?
Sure. Questions?
I have a question on just reading your biographies and seeing how many of you are doing work to promote public awareness of voodoo and to maybe go into schools. As a school teacher in New York City, I've noticed that there are a lot of misconceptions around students, and I really want to help students have a broader vision of what voodoo is. So I'd love to know if you can recommend like any places to visit or anything to do around the city just to help educate students.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's why we're here for. And yeah, I'm going to answer you. You can continue on the practicing. It's different in the urban than in the countryside. You see? And so that's how we're talking about the struggle. People have a need, every 30 months they have to pay rent or whatever. So now, it's a gym. So, but the vodou we're talking about life, spirituality, nature. So that's how we're talking about ourselves. So since the word vodou, they means education. So that's why when I was saying, if you take out the word vodou, now we're talking about vodou in everything in every day and everything that we do, because you got to drink water. So when we're talking about Vodou, it's nature. So if you gotta drink water, so but that's by way of us who call it Vodou. So maybe you can call it Santeria or whatever, you know. But individually, people sometimes doing things for their own interest in terms of survival. So now, yeah, to learn, yeah, that's what we're here for. And it takes organizing, community coming together, and that's what we've been doing, just like what my brother's been doing here the whole time, so we can have that kind of discussion to get a sense of the real thing in terms of, when I say the real thing, you know, it's so much confusion and stuff like that. So that's why I've been very careful. I'm saying people, not everybody see things the same way, you know, and it's so true. Any other drummer can use the same drum to do something, it's going to be something different. But we don't need another drum. So in a way, it's like you are who you are, it's what you know. So now, yeah, talking about what you are talking, so your question is, that's why we're trying to have education so people can learn instead of learning the wrong way. We're supposed to live together, but all of this miseducation now turn us against each other, and that's what's been happening in the whole world.
I actually have an idea. I mean, the fact is there are not institutional ways for the Vodou community to present itself, or they're far and few between. So there was an exhibition at the Natural History Museum, but it's not up anymore. There are some films that Henry can point you to, but that's not exactly what you're asking.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, because of the intense repression, racism, misunderstanding, there isn't really a museum or a place, but there is now, what there is now that there wasn't before, are cultural activists. So if it's possible to bring these folks into your class, I mean, it strikes me as you're talking, Oneza, that this would be a fantastic, even a little kid presentation about the sounds you can make for elementary school kids, and just, you know, how to draw and show them how to draw some of these designs which actually are meant to attract the spirit, but which are also beautiful standalone pieces of art like you see in the back. So there used to be no way to connect, and now there are, you know, beautiful, brave artists who are possible. But I would say there's really not a place you can go, per se, like the Jewish Museum, where you can learn about Vodou, and that will probably change, but it's going to take time.
But to add on that, and to go back to that's what I've been doing. So I teach the drum family, and we're going to get to the music. Remember the tribe, the nation. So when we became independent in Haiti, we named the rhythm after the tribe, the nation of Africa. You know, those when enslavement brought us from all of the different nations, like we play the Igbo rhythm named after the Igbo people. So it's so much information, but to go back, when you mentioned the Vodou exhibit, I worked in that exhibit as an explainer. Yeah. It was a great exhibit, nice. But it was based only to about 13 spirits at that time. It's yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah. Oh, another place, actually, excuse me to interrupt. For older students, you could point them to what's loosely called the drum and dance community. There are Haitian dance is a whole other world of beautiful artistry. And there are many Haitian traditional dance classes in New York and in other cities. And they're dance and drum. So an older student, like in high school, could go and either witness or participate in a Haitian dance class. And most of the rhythms are Vodou rhythms, and most of the dances come out of religion. And that's a very nice, like, learning space where they can participate and learn. It's not the same as what you're really asking, but that's actually how I entered the tradition, which was through my drumming teacher, Augustin. I became close to the tradition through learning the drumming and falling in love with the drumming that you're hearing now. And a lot of people enter that way. So Johnny Ba Studio, Mark Morris in Brooklyn they teach a Haitian class. Where else do they teach?
There's PMT on 14th Street. There's a studio on 14th Street and 6th Avenue. And there's Johnny Ba, it's a Providence. I think it's on 13th Street now.
Joniba spelled D-J-O-N-I-B-A. They have African, Afro-Cuban, Afro-Haitian.
Yeah.
That's a great entry point. For an older student, unless the kid goes with their smaller kid, could go with their parents.
So we're going to move on. We're going to share the vision with us, and then from there we're going to take it to another level. So the first one, we're going to share with you a piece about the work that Gran has been doing, and I would say all over the world, and then you can have an idea, and then follow that, I'm going to share some slides with you.
Ça c'est grand beau fait là. Et depuis le ça, nous sentons aller. Chaque année, ça fait 23 ans, année ça directement fait 23 ans depuis qu'on a fêté. C'est pas fêté, non, depuis qu'on a célébré, pour nous faire nous songer d'antan. Pour faire nous renouveler mémoire, faire connaître des bonnes histoires. Peuple haïtien, une bonne histoire d'un doule. Une grande histoire. L'histoire, ça, il faut nous remplacer. C'est ça qui a fait nous monde. C'est ça qui a fait nous pas chiens. Chaque monde a une mission sur terre. Si c'est ça qu'on fait, allez faire ça qu'on fait. Parce que chaque monde a une mission. Fait mission pour là, rencontrer avec maintenant, des fois pour nous avoir une chaîne, pour faire ça, qui dit, union fait la force.
Même ta vie dans souffrance, pas jamais, tout nous fait devoir, les mêmes malheurs qui étaient l'eau. Qui ne va t'oublier où Amis, Scambi, Babi, Sabi, Grand Aïzan, d'oublier pour nous. Amis, Scambi, Babi, Sabi, Grand délivrance, délivre-nous. nous tous agis, nous dans mirou, comme ça, on va délivrer.
Should we go?
You want to start?
Should we go straight to the next one?
Unless maybe if there's people have a question for Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Yeah.
I have a question for Grandpa. Is this original piece? I mean, is that part of? Is that your piece right there? Is that a part of? Is that a symbol from Voodoo? Or like?
Yes. This is the original picture. And then it's like when you got ice cream or candy, the little kids see ice cream and candy, they will come to you. And at the same thing, when the spirit, because the spirit is on the air, moving and look, who want it, who. Immediately the spirit see that sound, they will come and enjoy us.
Is there any difference between doing this to keep the tradition alive and doing it to honor your ancestors? Is there any difference, or is there?
It's no different. That's for the ancestors.
They're here, they're alive. Yeah, we're here. None of this would not be exist if it wasn't already exist. So they pass it down to us, they live to us, so that's why someone has to carry on. Because the heritage can never be people. So life is indefinite, life is forever. Yeah, so that they
That's what's faut réclamer.
It's necessary to reclaim.
Faut réclamer, you know.
Yeah.
you have to be chosen. Yeah, choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be chosen.
You have to
And
be
then
chosen.
because I'm married with my son,
for example, I have a son and I would like to pass it on to him. But it's possible he won't be the one.
Because the spirit choose the ones, the people choose the ones.
The spirit chooses whom it wants. So
it's not because that my kids is really go to my kids.
yeah. So even though you want it to go to your kids, it may not,
Yes.
because it's the spirit that reclaims people.
I can see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, tu as choisi ou dépend de famille ou sorti.
They could choose you depending on what family you come from.
Et ensuite, c'est de niveau humain ou spiritualité, discipline.
What level you've reached in your own spirituality, what discipline you have.
Yeah, to add to the same thing, it's really a good question. Because remember I was saying before, I'm Oneza, but is that me Mosaic? I said that.
And it's a way of life, you said.
So now, remember I said before, when they choose us, let's say they choose me to fulfill that mission, and it's taking responsibility. Yeah, since he told me, then it's like, it's really mission, because once Brother Henry called me, I didn't call him. You know, and I didn't know 2 years ago if we were going to be here. But the thing is, the mission, yeah, I have to take care of all of this, and what is this? So now, Grandpa doing that. Yeah, anybody can do their art. It could be art, we're doing it. That's one way. But if Grandpa doing it, yeah. So just like, for example, yeah, see me, I'm loaded. Yeah. Ja, oh, ma kwele ja, ja, ma kwele ja. It's real. It's the life, it's the energy, it's spirituality. But none of this manifestation, none of this energy cannot be vibrant if we don't have the connection of everyone. There is no presentation by myself without. In fact, you're making it happen. And this is what we are talking about, spirituality. Yeah, this is.
Yes.
I don't wear this just. It's not me, because I'm nothing. You know what I mean? But but knowing who I am the child of the Creator. So do you. So that's what it's about love. If I do anything wrong, it's going to backfire. Because wrong is not in it. You could make a mistake. You learn from that, because the whole journey is a learning journey. So now, yeah, to go back again, and everything we are talking about, the truth is right in front of you. So when I say I'm loaded, see, already something passed. So it's not me, because what are these? Why do I bring this thing here? What are they? There's something. Yeah, in fact, this is Ed Cousin Zaka. Cousin Zaka is the spirit of agriculture. He's the one who knows how to plant, who have the knowledge. When you see you eating that good food, good everything, he got his own. So I won't be here without him. It's him that you are chosen to represent him, then the transformation has to, if it's real, you're going to feel it. Sans tout commencer, les gars, vous connaissez, à l'autre that.
The smell you smell, that's what's burning. That's what's